All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honor to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim I heard pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity, to the best of their ability given to them by Yahweh Bashmel Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh by Shemiel Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. It's the brother Quanah Wath come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemiel Shai, Lord will. It is edifying, Lord will. It is straight to the point, but more and more, you're starting to see, older cases such as this one, which we're about to read, and even newer cases, newer articles, newer videos about, ultimately, people, certain, companies or school districts and this, that, and the third are ultimately banning, the Bible and any kind of religious type talk, right? Which they're ultimately considering, to be hate speech. They're considering to be misinformation, disinformation, or inappropriate, whatever it is, man. So you're ultimately starting to see, more and more articles and talks about, ultimately removing the Bible as a whole, right? And again, just going into this, this is an old case, but it's ultimately, again, being brought back to light. This is on the endtimeheadlines.org. It says a toddler in North Korea sentenced to life in prison after parents caught with Bible, right? It says a toddler was sentenced to life imprisonment in North Korea after the child's family was found in possession of a Bible, according to a new report by the U.S. State Department, which, again, as we're going to read the next one, this is an older case. Matter of fact, we'll drop down to the bottom paragraph. It says one case involved the 2009 arrest of a family based on their religious practices in possession of a Bible. The entire family, including a 2-year-old child, were given life sentences in political prison camps, it said. So again, you're starting to see, situations such as this that may have happened in the past and or happening now starting to really come out, man. It says there are estimated to be between 200,000 and 400,000 clandestine Christians in the North Korea, mainly in the West, where many are believed to have settled after an explosion of interest in the religion in 1907. It says Korea Futures reports was based on interviews between 2007 and 2020 with 244 victims of religious persecution who had been subject to arrest, detention, forced labor, torture, denial of fair trial or right to life, and to sexual violence for practicing shamanism or Christian beliefs. And this is something that's ultimately going to take place here soon, man. Right? For those, right, that truly believe in Yahweh Bashemel Shai, truly believe in his word, man. Right? Whether you have, the correct doctrine or not, right? If you call yourself an Israelite, well, guess what? Here in America, you're considered to be a part of a hate group, right? Considered to be part of, a domestic terrorist group, man. So persecution across the board is going to happen, and again, mainly, right? Those who are the true prophets, those who truly worship Yahweh Bashemel Shai, It says the findings reflect the regime's paranoia over religious minorities and its lack of tolerance for any belief other than absolute devotion to the ruling Kim family as they seek to maintain their iron grip on power. And again, this is really what it's going to come down to, man. Because the elites want a one world religion, a one world government, one world currency, so on and so forth, right? So if you don't believe the same things that they believe, or if you ultimately, are even if you think something different than what they think, man, and they're ultimately going to have you, excommunicated, man. And all these things which we read in the previous paragraph are going to happen to, those that oppose this system, and or death, because it isn't It doesn't say death, man. You know, but nonetheless, death will be a part of that lineup, man. It says North Korea regime has tried to stamp out Christianity for decades and is said to fear the influence of the church after studying its role in the collapse of the Iron Curtain in Europe in the 1800s. It says directors have revealed horrific details of Christians being brutally tortured, killed, see there it is, it says, and incarcerated in gulags. There are a handful of Christian churches across the country, including 4 in, how do you say that, Pyongyang, but most observers say these are just show churches, right? It says it is estimated that between 50,000 to 70,000 North Korean citizens are held in prison for their Christian beliefs, according to the Open Doors USA, which advocates for persecuted Christians around the world. The group has stated that life for Christians is a constant cauldron of pressure. Capture or death is only a mistake away. Right? So again, you know, just dealing with the scriptures and just dealing with those that truly believe, you know, in the Bible itself, right? Or you know, persecution is ultimately is going to come, right? It's around the corner, right? Well, so to grab this precept, and I got one more article. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 12. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, right? There's that word, right? Persecute, right? It says, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, right? We just read that 50 to 70,000 people, right? North Koreans are imprisoned, right? Because they believe in the Bible, you know? It says, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So ultimately, persecution is around the corner, right? Again, you're having articles such as this one ultimately pop up again, right? Older cases popping up, right? And then you have new ones popping up, right? Such as, you know, that bill that was introduced by Ron DeSantis, right? That was saying ultimately, you know, talking about committing a crime, but in a hateful manner, right? That goes into the scriptures, man, because the scriptures, right? The scriptures is considered hate in this society, man. You know, you're not allowed to say anything that's hateful, otherwise you can ultimately be persecuted for it, man. You can be thrown in prison, you can be charged, you know, with a felony, you know, and pay a tremendous fine, right? And then right along with, there's a video that the brother YouTube handle is GMS Watchman. He posted a video of a woman that was a teacher in a school, and all the books, right, dealing with the history books of the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, again, including the scriptures, were to be removed from schools, man. You know, and then in Utah, right, the Bible was banned, right, was banned in elementary and middle schools, and it's kept only for the high schools, man. Right, so they're removing the scriptures, man. You know, because again, they see the scriptures, the words of Yahweh Shemel Shai, to be hateful. Right, because they're pushing this Mo agenda. Hey, well, the Lord condemns the Mo's, man. You know, they're pushing this. Bestiality. They're pushing all this fucking wickedness, man, and it's against the scriptures, man. You know, the Lord tells you what He's gonna do to those that are with this society, man. He's gonna destroy them, right along with this society. You know, but going back to the article, the second article I have, which is on Zero Hedge, it says parent complaint about pornography gets Bible yanked from Utah school district. And this is what I was talking about, man. You know, this is very short, but I'm going to read a little bit of this. Actually, no, we'll just read the whole thing. It says a Utah parent's official complaint from late last year about pornography in the Bible finally got the book removed from elementary and middle schools in the state's second largest school district, right? It says the parent wasn't really upset about alleged pornography, but rather the bad faith process by which books can be pulled from the state's public schools, right? Reading the complaint, it says incest, onanism, bestiality, prostitution, genital mutilation, fellatio, dildos, rape, and even infanticide. You'll no doubt find that the Bible, And then obviously it continues. I think the Utah legislator and Utah parents united for making this bad faith process so much easier and way more efficient. Now we can all ban books, and you don't even need to read them or be accurate about it. Heck, you don't even need to see the book, right? That's kind of like just a quick little remark, man, kind of making fun of the system. But nonetheless, right, this is ultimately what's going on, right? It says odd number district review committees are comprised of at least 4 district personnel, including an English teacher and librarian, and a minimum of 4 parents, right? Whew. It says the Davis School District Library's website notes under its sensitive materials section that a committee decided the Bible does not include such material under the Utah Code. However, it also says the book will be retained for high school, right? So again, they're removing the books slowly but surely, right? Which there was something they owed to me. They took out what is it, that the Pledge of Allegiance, right, in the schools, because you're saying ultimately, you're saying God, right? One nation under God, this, so on and so forth. So they took that out, right? In Florida, they banned critical race theory, right? Which is ultimately banning the Bible, because the Bible is history, has Esau's history in there, has our history, so on and so forth, right? So they're banning history books, they're banning the Bible. All these things are ultimately happening, man. And soon they're going to crack down on those that speak the Bible, man. Just like on Facebook, you can't say Christ died so I can live. You can't say that, man. That's an algorithm that they ultimately have set up, which is ultimately going to stop people, right, from speaking, the scriptures, man, which we understand. Again, his name is not, Christ. Christ is Greek, and Yahushua is a Hebrew, right? So in Hebrew would be Hamashiach, right, which would be anointed, right? Both words ultimately mean the anointed, right? But the true word would be Hamashiach, right? It says the Davis School Board will have the final say on what to do with the Bible. An appeal on the committee decision to move the book out of elementary and middle school was made last Wednesday. The Utah situation follows a host of complaints around the country about sexually explicit books being available at school libraries, most especially at the elementary, middle school, junior high level, which is it's BS, man. You can allow these transformers to go in to these elementary schools and middle schools, but when it comes to the Bible, right, speaking against these systems, against that happening, then in any book mentioning that, right, because it names 2 right here. It says 2 such books are Let's Talk About It and Gender Queer. So you can remove things that are sexually explicit and just wrong, right? But when it comes to the Bible, who agrees with your views, right? Because the Bible doesn't condone being a mo. The Bible doesn't condone, children engaging in that type of shit. But yet you're willing to get rid of the Bible, but you're not willing to get rid of these Transformer shows and so on and so forth. Right? It just shows you how upside down and confused this whole world is, man. It says, and that was basically it. I don't really need to read the rest of it. You can pause the screen if you want, read the rest of it. But nonetheless, again, this is what's happening around the world, man. Soon they're ultimately going to get rid of the Bible and those that ultimately speak the truth, period. Right? 2 Esdras chapter 5 and verse 1 says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Right, man? Right? Because at the end of the day, man, again, they're going to get rid of the Bible, right? They're gonna shut down or make it almost impossible, if not impossible, right, for videos to be put up, edifying and going in on the scriptures, breaking down, getting the proper breakdown, so on and so forth, man. And again, this is why we tell our people to get this knowledge now, right? Because the gates of mercy are closing, man. If you don't get it now, you will be asked out. That's the bottom line, man. The prophets have been telling you over and over and over and over and over and over again, man. And the Lord is damn near done telling y'all, man. So get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding now, while you're still able, right? Because Isaiah the 65th chapter, beginning at the 12th verse, Isaiah 66, beginning at verse 4, right? And many, 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 many other scriptures go in on ultimately what's going to happen to those that don't want to take heed. Proverbs, the first chapter, right, beginning at the 22nd verse, all the way down to the last verse. Scriptures tell you what's going to happen, man. And we understand that's what it's going to be. What it's going to be: death, destruction. So get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding while you can now, before it's too late. Let me grab this. I should grab one more precept, man. I don't want to make this too long. There's Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. And he is near right now, man. The Lord speaks through the ministry of the prophets, man. So when you see the prophets out here, man, the Lord is near. He's speaking, right? You just got to listen, right? Take heed, It says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon, right, man? And we want to be pardoned for all the iniquity that we have done, right, in this life and in our past lives, But for those that ultimately don't repent, that don't take heed to this word and return to the Lord, hey, well, guess what, man? You're going to receive a reward, It's just going to be in the form of you what? Getting your ass put to death, man, And there's many forms in which the Lord can ultimately bring that, bring that judgment upon you, man. That's why I said that, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power, man. Because you don't want that, man. The Lord will bring your worst fears upon you, as a form of judgment, man. But I just wanted to get that out, man. Lord will, y'all can take heed, man. Whoever needs to hear it, man. Hey, take heed, take heed. Open up the scriptures, man. Start getting into it. Look up, breakdowns for certain chapters, whatever question you got, man. Get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding now, before it's too late. So with that, Lord will was edifying, Lord will straight to the point where we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, about Shem, Yahshua, about Shem, Rachak, Badash, that belongs to the other apostles, the other bishops, grand millstone. Today, somebody say Shalom.